Welcome back to Listen to the Words, a very somber episode.
As I laugh. Because if I don't laugh, I'll cry.
So, when we last left you, we should be on a plane now coming back from New York City.
Yeah, we should be.
Literally right now, flying back.
We should be. But we're here.
We were not able to go to New York City.
Nope.
And it's actually not my fault.
It's not any, well, I mean, it's.
There's a mosquito that just flew out of that microphone.
Oh, great.
It's on the headband. You see it?
Oh, God. Go
It literally just came out of the headband. That was the weirdest thing. I've never seen that happen before. Anyway.
I'm going to get bit.
Yeah, most likely. we both get bit. So, last Friday, the 27th of September, I had to look it up. So, I got up usual. The night before, they announced that there was a hurricane that's going to hit Florida, Hurricane Helene. It was going to be a Category 4. And usually, we're far up in the mountains that we don't get jack.
Yeah, we might get by the time it hits land and gets to us,
it's a
tropical storm,
a depression or whatever.
Yeah, or it's just really bad rain
and a thunderstorm. That's all we get.
And we might like flicker power.
Yeah. So we didn't really prepare for it because we're in like I said, we're in the mountains. Nothing ever happens here. So the storm. So it starts around.
Never say never.
I started work around 5:45 a.m. on Friday. Start working. I'm working along, plugging along, and then around 7:30ish, the light flickers like, poof, then it kicks back on. I was like, oh, okay, my computer restarted. I was like, all right, one of those days. I'll just restart it and get back on. Get back on it again. 5 minutes later, poof, and I was like, oh man, okay. Then third time, it just went poof, and everything was gone. Mm-hmm. And then the wind picked up, and then trees start snapping. Mm-hmm. Trees start falling. And we have massive trees in our yard.
The apocalypse happens.
Then trees start falling over. So we are fortunate that no trees landed on our house. My brother who lives next door, not so fortunate. Yeah. He had 6 trees fall over and take out a big chunk of his backyard fence.
Yeah.
I mean, like, straight up just...
Not the house.
Not the house.
And they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
So
it was just...
Everybody's fine.
It was just explosion, boom, boom. There's trees just falling. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And... So, I mean, it was just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, South Carolina's not meant to receive stuff like this ever.
No. I mean, South Carolina, we talk to people that have lived here like their entire lives, and they have never, ever had something like this happen. So they weren't prepared for it. No. Nobody was prepared for it because it's never happened.
We had perishables enough to survive: bread and tuna,
peanut
stuff
butter.
like peanut butter, crackers, and we had stuff to survive. And my mother has a grill in the backyard, so we survived the 3 days with no power.
Yeah, we didn't have power for 3 days. We ended up so we were supposed to leave Monday afternoon to go to New York.
The 30th of September, we were supposed to leave.
Yeah, and so we lost power, and we were like, okay, well, there's still time. We could get power because we have never lost power for more
than 4 hours tops.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, well, there's still time. We still could be able to go. We should get power back soon. Still thinking.
We really didn't think about we're leaving Monday.
Still thinking, okay, this is just a bad.
Yeah.
It's just the outer skirts of the storm.
We didn't realize the severity of it because like I said, we lost everything.
We lost power, so we had no access to news or Wi-Fi or anything like that.
Cell phone service was kind of spotty too.
Yeah.
So we had no idea the severity of this storm, of how apocalyptic it was.
Yeah.
So it smacks us around for a little bit, and then it's gone. So we're like, okay, whatever. So
by Friday afternoon,
The sun came out.
Clear skies.
Like nothing happened. But our front yard and our backyard looked like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
Like tree branches, light leaves everywhere. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
And it was just like our far corner of our fence was flooded at one point with at least 2 feet of water.
Yeah.
It went away eventually, but
yeah, once the rain stopped, it
subsided.
It subsided. But that's the most flooding we've ever had.
So come Saturday, still no power.
Yep.
So we had to decide. We had a deadline of we had to cancel our flight by noon on Sunday because you have to cancel between 24 hours before your flight to get your miles back.
Right. Because we paid with miles.
We paid with miles, and I had to cancel by midnight that night, Sunday, the hotel. So noon came on, so we had no power for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sunday morning,
no power. So at noon, we went to get some stuff at the local.
It was really before noon that we decided, we're just going to cancel.
Yeah, because we decided we can't leave our daughter and our mother-in-law and my mother and my brother next door with no power, no supplies. I would not enjoy the trip going up there by myself, but with ours.
And it was, even though it was the right decision, it was a hard decision because we kept going back and forth like, okay, well, there's really nothing.
And we also had no knowledge of if the airport was even running.
Right, exactly. But, we were like, okay, there's really nothing we can do here. But at the same time, like, we don't want to leave them without power.
Bye, guys. We're going to have fun.
Right. Like, it's kind of messed up. Yeah. So we decided not to go.
At noon, we canceled the flight because it had to be at noon. It literally had to be like at 11:59 noon, before noon to cancel to get your miles back.
Yeah.
So I canceled that, and then I canceled the hotel room, and we get power back around 5 p.m.
It was about 4:30.
4:30 or 5.
We got power.
We got power back. And
so really, there would have been enough time. We could have done a few because we did go to. There was a grocery store close by that was open for non-perishables.
Yeah, just crackers and.
So we got a bunch of stuff, and then we thought, okay, well, we still probably, had we not canceled, we probably would have been able to do it. Mm-hmm. We would have just had to get up super early the next morning and start and go, because we did end up going to Costco and they had refrigerated stuff and they had eggs, and we had to throw pretty much everything out in our fridge. Anything that had been opened, all the dairy, whether it was opened or not,
had to go.
It had to go. I had just gone grocery shopping, so that was like all that just had to be thrown out, which is, it's fine.
Yeah. So in the end, and also Costco didn't open early that day. I think it opened like around 10. So I don't think we would have been made it to the flight anyway.
Yeah.
Because Costco is a madhouse.
It was.
To get stuff.
It would have been tight. We probably could have done it, and then just taken showers like at your dad's house. But we had already canceled by then.
But also, I needed to drive your mom around because there's no traffic lights. All the lights were gone.
Yeah, all the lights are. There's a couple lights working by us, but then most of them are not.
It was a mess. So we made the call to cancel the trip, and it hurts really, really bad.
Yeah. We both had some emotional moments because it was just, and it's hindsight. It's very selfish of us because there are, everybody knows by now that the devastation in Asheville,
which is not far from our house,
not far from us. We go there, at least once or twice a year.
And it's literally right up the road.
Yeah.
Like no joke.
Biltmore Village is just gone.
Yeah.
Like the roads are flooded, roadways are gone.
And as of right now, there's no way of getting into Asheville. Like Western North Carolina, you cannot get into because the roads are gone.
It's
we're crying about a New York trip when there's people that have nothing left and have
died. And so in a way, part of us feel, we feel bad for the way we are acting or reacting, but at the same time, it was, for us, that was devastating because, we had just gotten the good news and we had been that you're cancer free, and we've been planning this,
since July.
This was our goal is to do this, and this was our celebration, just the two of us. And so to get that kind of ripped away, that that hurt. You know, even though people have it so much worse than we do, you know, and we completely like understand that and we feel bad for them, you know.
But people have told me that you're entitled to your feelings. Like,
right.
You can't put yourself in the shoes of others that...
Exactly. We're still entitled to feel bad about what we lost, even though it wasn't as much as others. You know, it still was a loss for us. Yeah. So... But, you know.
So the whole point of going to New York was, I think I've mentioned it before, I am a huge fan of the Basement Yard podcast. And like I mentioned, they went on tour and they were closing out the tour in Radio City Music Hall. They're two guys from Astoria, New York, Astoria, Queens. And that's where I'm from. They're guys from my backyard. I mean, so they're hometown boys. So they want to finish their tour in Radio City. I got the tickets free of charge from a person that I met online.
Yeah.
Gave me the tickets. And that was my goal. It made that last chemo session tolerable because I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see the boys live.
Yeah.
And I wrote the boys a long letter explaining the situation of what was happening, what I was planning on doing, that I was going to be there for this thing. And it fell apart. Yeah. So yesterday was rough because I listened to their episode on Monday and they kept talking about, hey, we're going to be at Radio City this week. And they actually have an article on People Magazine. And I'm like, I should be there. So last night, I got a DM from the girl who gave me the tickets. I sent her back the tickets. She's like, keep them. And I was like, no, just try to get your money back. I hate that you're going to lose out on this. Just try to get your money back. I'm really sorry. She understood completely. She's like, don't worry about it. It's just, you made the right call. She said, you made the right call.
Everybody that we've talked to has said we would have done the same thing. Yeah. So that does make us feel a little bit better about it. Like, okay, that's, you know, at least we know we did the right thing, but at the same time, it still really hurts.
Yeah. So she DMs me last night. She's like, hey, I'm going to take some pictures when I'm at the show and this and that. I said, that's awesome. Fantastic. Just whatever. So she DMs me last night. Where's my phone?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
That was loud.
Sorry for the noise. So she DMs me last night. And it was really sweet, but it hurt so bad still.
It was like pouring salt onto the wound.
So I wrote a long letter explaining the situation to the guys and
like what all happened, how it happened.
They asked you to send in stuff that they could share at the show.
Yeah.
So this long letter. So I get the DM from this person. I won't say her name because I don't know if she wants privacy or anything. So she goes, hey, Andres, they read your card and they loved it. I videoed as soon as I realized what it was, and I will send you the video as soon as I get home, along with a few others. I'm so sorry you couldn't be here, but you were there in spirit. And she asked for my address, so I'm assuming she got me something from the show.
Yeah.
So they read my card.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, jeez. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, out of all the cards that they got, they read mine.
Yep. And you can't even be there to stand up and say, hey, I'm here.
So she sends me the video this morning. She tried last night a few times and it wouldn't work. So she texted to me. She asked me for my phone number. She texted to me this morning. And they read it. And the place goes bananas.
Yeah.
The entire place erupts in applause. And I mean, I started crying this morning. I'm like,
yeah.
And so the girl tells me, she goes, there wasn't a dry eye in the place pretty much.
Aww.
She's like, everybody just erupted, just screaming, celebrating. And she says, Joe looked like he was about to cry. She's like, he was just so emotional about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
because I think it's because they don't realize the effect that they have on other people until something like this happens. So she sends me the video and I watch it, and it's really, really cool that they read my letter stuff. And then it was pretty funny too.
So they crack jokes and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm not gonna take credit that you fainted over my videos and I cured your cancer, something like that. It was funny. The guys are hysterical. And the one guy goes, well, how come he didn't laugh at one of my videos? It was really funny the way they did it. Yeah. And then so I go on Reddit from time to time and I follow the Basement Yard subreddit, and people start commenting about, hey, if you're this guy, if you're the person who wrote this cancer thing, congratulations for you.
Yeah.
So I'm over here writing, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
Hi.
So I was like, if you want to follow my journey, just go to my Instagram, follow my personal Instagram, and you'll see that I'm not lying, that I didn't make this all up.
Yeah, we've got pictures and scars to prove it.
You can see my entire journey on my Instagram. I haven't shared my personal Instagram on the podcast. It's Andres, Andres 4850. If you want to see the progress of my life and the journey, so be it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm a partial celebrity, I guess.
So now what we have to work on is getting Joe and Frank on the show.
I just want to meet them, honestly. They've done so much. Like the family, the family, everybody has done so much for me as a support system during this time.
Yeah.
But
they helped you mentally too.
During chemo, sometimes I would just watch the podcast and just laugh. And during my nap times, that's what I would listen to. Just put my earbuds in and just listen to that. And they just call me because they're not.
Oh, you would fall asleep to their voices.
Yeah. That and the Eric Nagel podcast show are the only two podcasts I listen to consistently. Yeah. Monday mornings are the Basement Yard. No ands, if, or buts. Mm-hmm. Monday at 7 a.m., that's my podcast.
Yeah.
And then Friday mornings at 8 a.m. is my Eric Nagel. It's just, those are my things.
It's your routine.
Those are my routines. Yeah. And then Picky Boys on Sunday nights. Anyway. But, so they helped me so much, and I wanted to be there and celebrate with them that I got this amazing news that I'm cancer-free. And like I said, they celebrated for me, and then the girl said, hey, you weren't there, but you were there in spirit, and everybody's rooting for you. And I was just like...
like, thanks.
No, but I do appreciate that she told me. I mean...
I know. It's like, it's a bittersweet thing. It's like, you want to know that, but at the same time, you almost don't want to know because it just makes it that much harder and hurt so much more. But, that I do think it was pretty cool that they picked your story to read. So I don't know how many others they read, but
apparently it was just 2.
I think that's pretty cool.
Mine and then another one.
That you were one of the 2 that they read.
And he said, and the letter said, I'm here at the show because I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And so because
you submitted it months beforehand.
And so Frank, he looks out in the crowd trying to see if I'm there. And I'm like,
I noticed that too. I was like, take it.
So it's okay. It was a no-win situation completely.
It really was. And maybe that just means that like one person commented on Reddit to you and said, maybe that just means something better is coming.
Yeah.
So, maybe that means we'll meet them, down the road. Maybe we can get an email to them or something and be like, hey,
I don't have the heart right now to email anybody because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty down about this.
I know.
I'm really down to dust about this.
Once this week.
So if you want to email them, so be it. I don't have it. I don't have it in me right now.
Yeah. No, I know. I understand.
Like, how can I compare it for you? Like in your situation, a rip away Disney trip.
Yeah.
That's the only equivalent that I can come up with. Mm-hmm. Is that, hey, we're 2 days away from going to Disney and we can't go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like
any vacation that we've been looking forward to.
But this was a vacation and also
a celebration.
Because because of Joe,
right?
I fainted and we found out that I had cancer. If it wasn't for that, it would have been another year.
It would have taken months,
6 months, a year of this, and this thing would have turned into stage 3, stage 4, terminal. You never know.
Yeah, you don't.
So I mean, in a sense, I felt like I owed him my gratitude and to maybe even meet him and be like, hey, in a weird way, you saved my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I battled most of it, but in the end, somehow me finding your podcast 10 years ago led to this moment.
Yeah.
And everything worked out that I got the tickets for free. I got the flights for free, the hotel for free.
I know, and I think that's part of why it hurts
even
bad.
more. It's like boom, boom, boom.
So,
like everything lined up perfectly, and then until this storm that just wiped everything out.
Yeah, and like I said, there's nothing anybody could have done.
No,
nothing we could have done. Had we gotten power Sunday morning or even late Saturday night or whatever, we would have been able to go.
Yeah.
We would have been okay.
It kicked on,
but it came on too late, And by the time it came on, we had already made the decision.
And then I looked at flights, and the flights were just, because it's a last minute flight, it was just astronomical. And I was like, I can't justify spending 2 times my mortgage for 48 hours.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to think, I can think short term to appease my original decision. Okay, let's just go and I'll just figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Or do I affect our long term financial stability?
Right.
So I was like, I have to make the right call.
And I feel like they would agree with the decision we made. You know, I think they probably would have called you out, you know, and be like, you're a jerk for leaving your family.
You left your kid behind?
Like,
you left your kid behind with no
like,
power?
You jerk. Like, I seriously believe they would have done that.
Yeah, I think it.
So I think it's better that we didn't, and we don't come across as like completely selfish, because we're not. But at the same time, it's like, I wanted to be a little selfish, but, you know, it is what
and people told us, go. But I think
there were some people that were just like, you know, still go because you deserve it. You know, you guys have been through so much the last year. But, you know, everybody goes through something. You know, everybody goes through so much, can go through so much in a year. And, you know, sometimes people don't get to do what they want to do. So, and we just didn't get to do what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So now we're going to plan a New York trip.
At some point in time.
Hopefully maybe next year in April. We got to see.
I'm going to plan it later on because right now it's still too fresh and it hurts.
Yeah.
And then Oasis, one of my favorite bands of all time, announces a North American tour for next August. And I was like, I want to go see Oasis, but I'm like, at this point, if I buy tickets, we'll get another storm. So I'm like, forget it. I don't want to.
It's in the middle of hurricane.
I don't want to go anywhere now.
Not in hurricane season. You either go somewhere before June 1st, or you wait until after December 1st.
I don't know. I'll try to email them, or if you want to email them, so be it.
I can email them, but you know we don't have internet now. All of a sudden, so.
Yeah, we lost our internet service.
We had internet.
Yeah, so yesterday, Tuesday, we got internet back around 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was because I was in the middle of making dinner.
So 4 o'clock. So I was like, I'm trying to save my PTO time and my vacation time. So I was like, I'm going to work. So I worked from 4 to almost midnight yesterday. Yeah. And then I woke up at 6 and I was like, no, at 5. And I was like, gotta get to work.
Yeah.
So I worked. I got my 8 hours for yesterday and I got my 8 hours for today. And then the internet went out again. So I'm like, we're just sitting here. I'm like, you came in here like, you want to record? And I'm like, fine.
Don't sound so enthusiastic.
I feel like I've lost
steam.
I've lost a piece of my joy right now just because of this whole situation. Because, like I said, I feel bad not going to the show, but then I feel bad for feeling bad because other people have it worse.
Right.
So I feel twice. I feel twice a jerk.
You just feel like an idiot.
I feel like a jerk completely.
Yeah.
But then the only saving grace is that they read my letter.
Yeah.
And that people were rooting for me, and that we have video proof of this place exploding. When they read that I'm cancer free, that place exploded.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what?
And Frankie was like, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, because it was like,
because every time something good would happen, you'd be like, but
I couldn't get tickets, and then someone gave me tickets. Oh, I went up, and then it's just
up and down, up and down, up and down.
So I hope
And then Joe starts reading ahead, and he's like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, wait. So he starts reading the letter again.
But that would have been... They have another show tonight, but...
Obviously, we can't go.
No, it starts in 3 hours.
Well, and then plus the tickets were for last night. Yeah. So even if we got those tickets, it was... even if we kept the tickets, we couldn't go. So, but you know what? It's fine. We'll get through it.
Yeah, we will.
We'll persevere.
I'll try to. Joe does 2 podcasts. He does The Basement Yard, and then he has a couple YouTube channels, and then he does Other People's Lives with Greg Dybeck, who's the CFO for Santa Gato Studios. Mm-hmm. And they talk to people from different parts of life and just what they do for a living and what they've experienced in life they've had. There's a whole bunch of it doesn't have a specific niche. Mm-hmm. It just goes from I survived a school shooting, or I had an affair with my boss. It is just it just runs the gamut. So I could just be I can email them and say, hey, I'm the guy that wrote in about
the cancer,
surviving cancer because of you guys.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to me, I am free and willing to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Heck, I'll fly up there.
Yeah.
For the show. Like, I missed the live show, but I will fly up there with my wife and my kid this time.
Yeah.
And we will be there. Name the time and place.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Yeah.
But it stinks. It hurts. But New York will always be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, we have plans to see friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I was really looking forward to that, to seeing my friends.
So was I.
And
because I like your friends.
And of course, my dad too. Yeah. My dad was really bummed out about it too.
Yeah. But he understood.
But
too.
even he said, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And my dad doesn't. I don't usually agree with my father much, but even he was like, "You made the right call."
Yeah.
He's like, "It sucks. I really want to see you guys, but you made the right call."
Yeah.
He's like, "I would have done the same thing."
Yeah.
So
I think anybody in our situation would have done the same thing.
Yeah. It was a no-win.
If it had just been the two of us.
Oh yeah, I would have been gone.
Oh yeah. If we didn't have Deuces. Sophia and my mom wasn't here.
Oh yeah, deuces.
We would have been gone. Left the dogs with them.
Lock the house. Bye.
We'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right. But it's just having your kid and your mother-in-law is just it was just too much. Yeah. It was too much. So yeah. It's just I feel like I've lost a piece of my it'll get better. It'll be fine. I'll get better and it'll be fine. I got to take the wins. The house is fine.
Yep. That's what we were saying, that we're very fortunate that we had nothing happen to the house. Our fence is intact, and we have friends that their parents, a tree fell into their house,
into their bedroom.
Yeah,
like she had my buddy's parents live
like 10 minutes away from us,
if that, literally another literally down the road. Yeah. And she had just gotten up, and she doesn't get up that early usually. We
actually went to visit them yesterday.
They're staying at their daughter-in-law's house.
And she said, I am not a morning person. I don't get up early.
She says she gets up like at 8:30.
Yeah.
And that morning,
was like, a kindred spirit.
Yeah. And she said she got up at 7:30 that morning.
She got up earlier, and she's like, something just told me to wake up
and get out of bed.
She
got out of bed, walked to the living room, and all of a sudden, explosion, tree in the bed.
Yep.
A giant tree, not like a small little tree, a giant tree fell through the house.
Giant tree.
And right on the bed. On her side, too.
On her side of the bed.
So, divine intervention.
Yeah.
So, and then also my mother has another story of a person that was going to this bedroom where she had stuff in there. And she's like, I'll come back for it later. And then she came back later, and the door was locked, and she tried to open it, and then she heard a crash, tree right through the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. And she said she never locks that door.
So, I mean,
I don't know. Something could have locked it. Maybe somebody else came and thought, oh, let me just lock the door so the kids don't go in there or something.
Something happened.
Somehow that door got locked.
And it's it's a mess around here, but it's not as bad as North Carolina. North Carolina's in bad shape. So if you look up anywhere to donate to the cause, Work sent us this really cool GoFundMe of a guy in Greenville, not too far, who's flying his helicopter into Asheville and dropping off supplies.
That's awesome.
So I was going to donate something, but then the internet crapped out. I mean, I figured we didn't go to New York. I can donate some money towards this because they need it bad.
Oh yeah. They need it more than
if I'm able to pull up when I upload this page, hopefully I could get my work email up, and I could tag that link on the show link, and you guys could donate if you can.
Yeah. And we'll post the video from
can't.
Oh, you can't?
I don't feel comfortable doing it. A, because they curse, and B, it's their show. Yeah, I don't want to share that. True. So that's
a personal.
That's just a video for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say it'd be cool to post it, but yeah.
No, I'd rather not.
Okay.
I'd rather just it be my video.
Okay.
It's mine.
That sounds good.
So, but yeah, I'll try to post that link whenever I upload the video, so you guys could donate if you want, if you can. It's not for the show. It's not for our local area.
We're not getting anything from it.
It's just to help people in North Carolina who are in really bad shape. I mean, they're cut off from everything.
Yeah, and there are still people here in our area that still do not have power.
But they can manage. They can come to other people's houses and stuff like that.
Right, they can. But I'm not saying to donate. I'm just saying it is,
rough.
Still here, there are some places that look like it was just untouched, and we're thinking that maybe because some trees that we drove around the other day, and some trees are pulled up by, like big trees are pulled up by the roots.
Yeah.
So we're thinking maybe there were some little tornadoes that came through in certain spots, because some spots look like nothing happened, and then other spots there's like trees pulled up by the roots, and so
it's just a mess. It really is a mess.
It is.
But if you're able to donate to the North Carolina relief funds, if you find anything on the American Red Cross or
I believe
like
Red Cross is taking donations.
Just any way you can help would be awesome for them. And but I got nothing else. I'm still bummed.
Okay.
So
did you want to do the?
I have to go potty first. I had to go pee in the potty.
Why didn't you do that beforehand?
Well, this will be 2 separate episodes. We'll do this.
Okay.
As our Hurricane Helene and then basement yard experience / update, and then we'll do an episode about that.
Okay, we're doing 2 separate.
And I'll just go take a Xanax so I can hide. I can put the pain away.
You can hide the pain.
All right then. I don't feel comfortable promoting our stuff. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll tack that link on to donate to the cause. Hopefully you're able to donate $1, $2, no dollars.
Yeah.
If you can share the link too. Yeah, share it. So with that being said, New York, we'll see you soon. And Joe Sanagato and Frank Alvarez, thank you very much for reading my card. It meant the world to me. And you know what?
This episode is dedicated to you, Joe.
And you know what? Jen, thank you for sending me the video. Jen, thank you for sharing the tickets with us. I mean, she has gone above and beyond.
Yeah.
Did you text her?
Not yet.
Okay. She has gone above and beyond. And it's just some person that we just connected online.
Yeah.
And she's like, I told her, I was like, can we just stay following each other on Instagram? She goes, I'd like that.
Yeah.
So I made a new friend in New Jersey. And she does pastries. They look amazing.
We're going to visit.
Yep. So, Jen, thank you very much for being so patient with us and for sending the video. She said that... Hold on. She said something really beautiful I need to read. Sorry again.
As you play the ending music.
Yeah, I know. Where are you?
I'm right here.
Where are you?
Anytime today.
I forgot where it is. I can't find it now.
Okay.
Oh, no, I think it was via text. I think it was on text messages itself. Hold on. This is so awkward now.
Yeah, it is. I can't believe you.
Yeah, I know. I just leave.
How could you do that? You should leave. That's embarrassing.
Okay, so she goes, you're the best. It was hard to not to start crying knowing the full story because she knows the whole story.
Yeah.
I really feel like I was there to be your eyes.
Yeah.
And she really was.
Yeah, she was.
So Jen, thank you so much for everything that you did for us, and hopefully we'll meet you soon.
Yep.
All right. Take care, guys.